Chiefs, quarterbacks, and rookies will report to training camp on July 22nd, which is Friday. And veterans will report on July 26th. And the first full team practice is July 27th. So, JD, the one thing everyone always loves about training camp is the position battles. And it's always a fun thing to watch, especially when you have, like we talk about receivers, we have a loaded room. And I guess my question is, what position battles are you going to be keying in on during training camp? Is there anyone that stands out to you going into training camp?
Obviously, it's going to be the wide receiver room, because there's a lot of guys out there that have really good talent. And so I'm really excited to see what those guys can do. And also, too, I tell you what, the running back room, nobody really talks about the running back room enough. And so I think, man, with CEH, Rojo, and then, of course, it got a man, McKinnon back. That's going to be good. And if they keep the young dude from Rutgers, Pacheco. So it's going to be some good competition, man, in that room too. I'm excited to see those guys. DB wise, there's a boatload of them jokers out there too, man. Shoot, so you're going to see who comes out of that whole dust up. Mm-hmm. And so that's going to be really exciting to see those guys like that kind of get after. So really, man, that's pretty much the competition I'm looking at. So that I think everybody's kind of checking that out.
Yeah. Is there any rookie or like an undrafted guy or like an older vet that like may go under the radar for some people that you want people to keep an eye on?
Let me see. You know what? Prince Tuggle, I want to check him out. I'm gonna try to get up at the training camp, maybe the August the 1st. If I'm not there then, I'm gonna get up there at some point to come check these guys out. But I want to kind of see him because I just, to my mind, I'm not understanding why he's not really getting a shot to play. I'm trying to think who else. My tight ends, man. I always got to check them brothers out all the time. It's always be fun to watch him get after it. Mm-hmm. So they got some talented guys, some young guys that's talented too. There's going to be some good competition. I forgot about that. They got a couple guys in there too. So that's going to be a tight little race. We know Travis is set. Everybody else is kind of trying to find their way. In this little mix about where you're going to be number 2, number 3. Is Noah Gray's going to starting to ascend even further than what he did last year. Blake Bell, what is he going to do? Jody, how's he coming back from the injury? Who's the new guy that they got that's supposed to be pretty good? They've been talking about in camp. I can't even think of his name right now. Yeah, but him. He's supposed to be, pretty decent. Hopefully, now I'm gonna get everybody a treat. We're gonna have a dude probably on next week. Kind of talk to him a little bit, and he's gonna be kind of exciting to talk to. It's real interesting to have this conversation with this guy. Yeah. So we'll leave it till next week for everybody to find out who it is. Yep. But it's going to be interesting, hear him, his perspective on a lot of things in the NFL right now for him.
Yeah. So, and it'll be his first ever practice, a full-on training camp practice in the NFL.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That'll be interesting.
So, yeah.
Yeah, no, it'll be interesting. The training camp battles, I mean, we've been talking about we've been kind of teasing it all off season, but yeah, the receivers, the DBs, this was loaded with talent in a way. Yeah. I will say not as far as like a loaded with talent way. I'm just interested to see how the edge rushers, the young edge rushers that we've talked about, guys like Joshua Kane-Doe, Mike Dana, some of the undrafted guys we brought in for that. But I am interested to see how Kane-Doe kind of pans out, if he pans out. Just it's a guy that didn't really show much last year. Hopefully that was just early NFL rookie jitters that we never really got to see him last year. But the opportunity's there for him right now. So I mean, if a guy is going to show up, it'll be this is the year to do that.
Yeah, I definitely want to see that. Also, too, I didn't quite mention the defensive ends because I'm still thinking we're going to have 2 guys show up. Doing training camp. So man, that'd be exciting to watch. Like, oh, who's coming through the door? Who we got? And then it's like, ain't nobody like, oh man, okay, well, let's go. Let's ride with them. Let's go. Let's go on ride. Let's see what these guys got and why we didn't sign nobody. So
I'm still refreshing my Twitter every day, hoping for that to happen. By the way,
little Christmas present coming through early.
Yeah, but yeah, no, definitely excited to talk to the guy that JD just mentioned. We won't tell you who it is now. We'll let you guys soak it in on the day of. But yeah, Corey Coleman, also another name that people are just forgetting about.
Corey Coleman, I don't know why I couldn't remember his name, man. Corey Coleman, I'm telling you, he's ready too. Corey, he's always been a talented guy. Always been, hurt. Those little things, like he's a guy. It's a great example of a guy who's been getting hurt and hadn't really had a chance on a team. But he's got the ability.
At bad situations too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
will say though, the story of this year with a lot of these receivers that we have, at least two of them, you bring in Josh Gordon, you bring in Coleman. If those two make the team, those are two guys who have been kind of counted out. And like we've talked about before, it's like nothing better than a redemption story and a comeback story. So I think those guys, it'd be really, really awesome to see those two dudes make the team. And there you go.
Absolutely. 100%. Like I said, man, Josh, man, we got to get Josh on the show sometime, man. Somehow we better go to him like, look, man, you got to get on the show. We had to, just have a real good conversation with this guy.
Yeah.
It'd be very interesting to have a in-depth look at him and his life and his progression and what's going on here with Kansas City.
And I have reached out to his agent. We talked a little bit last year. Never haven't heard back since, but still trying to work it through. I mean, I know it's like, especially this offseason for our pass catchers, they've been so busy. I mean, we heard Cornell last week. I mean, they're so busy. I mean, they're literally working all the time, and especially trying to get rapport with Patrick. So I mean,
hey, look, that's good. Yeah, no, that's true. Hey, stay focused. Hey, be focused. Look, I don't want to talk to nobody. I ain't giving no interviews or no. I'm going out there to do work. Yeah. That's a good place for him. That's a good place for him to be. If that's where he's at, be there with it, right?
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get podcasts.